So this is where software engineering integrates with some of the work that we've done to automate it, and make our home more intelligent. And this is a good glimpse of it.
So some people
this is the control room.
would think that this was kind of messy, but to those that have a trained eye, this is more a work of art. This represents, unfortunately, months of work actually to...
the left is the back, the right is the front.
Yeah. So you have all this cabling that comes into my little control center. There's a monitor there that I can switch between computers, which ones I'm talking to, racks for the network switching and the phone switching, wires for the security system, the telephone system, the HVAC system you can't quite see from there. But anyway, this is the hub of the house, and it allows us really to then control all of these things throughout the house and make them work in concert. The alarm system, for example, knows when we leave because we arm the alarm. Well, then that can tell the lighting system or the HVAC system or the fountains or all these other things in the house to behave differently because we're not there and we don't need them to be operating like they would if we were there. So we don't waste energy that we don't need to use. One small example that in large homes in California, it's required by law to have a recirc pump that pumps hot water constantly from your hot water tank throughout the house, so that if somebody turns on a tap in a bathroom or in the kitchen, you get hot water immediately, so you don't leave it on and run it till the hot water arrives from your hot water tank. It saves a lot of water, but it does two really bad things. It constantly draws the hot water out of the hot water tank and cools it as it recircs through the house. So you're going to waste a lot of energy recirculating the water, and it also wears out your copper pipes. There are cases now that have had these systems running for 15 or 20 years where the copper on all their 90-degree elbows is wearing out on the inside of the corner, and you end up with these leaks in your walls that are very hard to fix. So to solve both those problems, a very simple fix, we put the recirc pump on a motor, on a controlled outlet, so that when we're not there, it's not on. But even more importantly, we actually put a button, a little switch by each faucet in our house, so that when you want hot water, you push the button, it starts the pump, and depending on where you are, in the master bedroom, which is furthest away from this, it takes about 2 minutes to get you hot water. But you don't do that very often, and usually by the time you finish brushing your teeth, you've got hot water. So you only, in our case, we run this pump maybe 15 minutes a day instead of 24 hours a day. So it has a huge difference on energy. Yeah. These are just more, we're running out of time, so we're going to skip through some of these. This little box on the end that says RainNet, Rain 8 Net, is a distributed irrigation control system that again is centrally controlled, and
it looks at the weather forecast. So if it's going to rain tomorrow, it's not going to water today.
So it uses the internet. There are 4 different stations that I've selected in our area to bring me weather information. So instead of just using the weather station we have at our house to decide the irrigation doesn't need to come on because it's raining, it actually looks forward using weather forecast to say, well, if there's an 80% chance it's going to rain tomorrow, then I'm not going to water today. So you save all the water that you would have used watering right before it rains because you know it's going to rain. And then again, fountains can be controlled very easily through this.
Okay, so this is a big question for you guys. What is missing from our home? Gas. We don't use gas for anything. We have our heating, our cooling, hot water, we have our fountains, we do this all with solar. And if we finally get that plug-in that we're on the list for, we can plug in our car and we can have that running off of our electricity too. So for us, the future is green. We think that's where there's a lot of engineering that needs to be done to help improve the world. And President Obama thinks so too. He says we need to have, and we need to lead the world in science and technology. That means you guys. And with that, there could be 4.2 million green jobs that get created. So green technology and engineering are really key to our future. So what can you do?
One small example, we read this book recently. It's called Physics for Future Presidents. It's a relatively easy book to get through. If you have the opportunity, I think it would be really worthwhile for you to pick up. One of the examples they used, in 1974, the US government mandated more efficient refrigerators. And this was basically to save money for consumers. It was not hard by simply increasing the copper in the coils of the refrigerator pump. They were able to save 50% of the energy that was being used at the time for refrigerators. Well, by today's standards, if that hadn't been done, we would need 23 additional gigawatt energy plants in the country to run all those refrigerators.
Engineers save all that electricity and can save more. So think about this. Think about batteries, think about solar, think about wind, wave technology, lighting systems, water treatment. There are so many things that we need help with. So, do the? Do the? And we need you guys to engineer a green future, not just for us here in Kansas or for our country, but for the whole world. It all starts with you guys. So, go get it.